Hey, welcome back everyone. Today we will be getting into Mob Psycho 100 episode 10. I have been missing me some Mob. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been pretty sick this week. I got the Rona, the COVID, the coronavirus. How many names are there for this illness? But yeah, I've been pretty out of it this week. It definitely had to delay a few videos, but I've really missed making them. Videos have been like my favorite thing to do the past couple of months. So it's been a down few days, but I'd say about 50% better now. I'm sure you guys can still hear it in my voice. I'm a little sick and I don't really have all the bad symptoms now. Like my lungs are feeling better and stuff, but I'm still super tired and the brain fog is there. So please be patient with me if I'm a little slower in these reactions. They are a little lower energy, but I'm really happy to be back and hope you guys are excited for some Mob Psycho. All right, just to recap the points for the characters. Last episode, we gave the MVP category to Ritsu for kind of being the brains of the operation to get all the weaker espers out of the little jail that they're in. I really liked how he helped align all the espers together and use them in creative ways, instill some confidence in them and whatnot, and use his own abilities. Best moment, we gave that to Mob in his fight with Koyama and just absolutely wiping the fucking floor with him. Loved that moment so much, it was great. And lastly, character with the funniest moment, we gave that to Mob when Taruki was trying to, plug himself in as the, his sidekick that he needs. And Mob goes, the Body Improvement Club, that's who I need. That was really funny. Check out the last video if you want to see a little bit more in depth of, the review section, why we chose these characters for these ratings and whatnot. Or stick to the end of this video if you would like to see this video's review where we go a bit more in depth. I did want to shout out one follower, Ricky. I really loved your comments about Taruki and Mob in the last episode. I had some questions in the review section about why it was so easy for Mob to take on Koyama this time. He just absolutely wiped the floor, whereas last episode, the previous episode, they had, went back and forth a lot more and it was a much more even fight. Ricky had a really good perspective about how, Mob was probably holding back a little bit last time because he still was trying to not really hurt people with his psychic powers, right? Mob's always had a very strict kind of ethical guideline for himself to not use his psychic powers on others. But at this point, he's realized that Koyama is, definitely evil. There's this evil organization. He has a very clear objective to save Ritsu and the other espers. So it's probably a little bit easier for him to stay along his moral path here, but, make an exception to fight off evil people or to defend the people he loves. If y'all are new here or you're not subscribed and you want to follow along for more, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. I appreciate y'all being here to watch some anime with me. It's the best way to start my days. Yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this reaction.
Okay. 侵入者は少なくとも3人。寺田、小山がやられた。いよいよ君たち、覚醒者の出番だ。
Are these like all the different younger espers that they've captured and brainwashed? Yeah, he already knows. I'm curious about if it's usually they're taking on, espers that maybe aren't as strong or just trying to get espers in general, or if they actually awaken psychic powers out of people who, don't have it at all. Similar to Ritsu, I guess, but Ritsu always had the potential to since he had a brother, but they're like people who have no connection to psychic powers at all and maybe can still have it awaken. Can they actually manufacture psychic powers? That'd be pretty crazy. I suck at that game, dude. Jenga's the worst. Okay, looks like we're gonna get some info on the awakening stuff. Yeah, so there's some risk to it. I got the vet.
おいおい、何勝手なことしてんだお前ら。教育係はどうした？ 倒した。
こんなガキ相手に情けねえな。
やめとけ。
ゲンさん、なんで？
あれ、意外だ。いいんですか？
いい。いけ。
Does he sense his psychic powers or something?
強い超能力者とノーマルの人間には天と地ほどの力の差がある。絶対に勝てっこね。
So these are all guys who have never awakened.
一度で覚醒しなけりゃ望みは
But they still keep them in to do some grunt work. This guy have a freaking like handle in his hand.
爪は必ず世界の頂点に立つ。下っ端でも十分に恩恵がある。
Trying to ride the coattails of them.
こいつはなんか見つけちまったみてえだな。特別。
Just a big X.
何をうろついてるんだ？
ちょっとな、迷っちまったんだ。俺は方向音痴でな。
ちゃんと仕事しなよ。
Hmm.
止まれ。
Yeah.
おめえ偽物だな。
矢を見せろってんだよ。三下。おっと、一人一人がザコでも力を合わせ。
Oh, okay.
だがやっぱり。ザコシュきついぜ。
You guys still reek of small fry.
何があるのかな。
ここは学生実験の間。
拷問じみた器具も見えるんだ。
Yeah, it might as well be.
苦痛を強いられることが覚醒する糸口の一つ。
Oh, sheesh.
いい線いってるじゃねえか。お前らは筋トレに励んだ方が効率いいんだよ。
Bodybuilding Improvement Club.
こんなところに霊が迷い込むなんて珍しいじゃな。大切に飼ってあげるわよ。
Ooh.
なんかやべえ。
Yeah.
いるはずの檻にいなかった。ふざけんなよ。ここまで連れてこいっつっただろうが。自力で脱出したき。俺は吹いてんな。ぶっつらすぞおら。決して嘘では。そうですか。やれやれ。
Yada yada.
彼らの真似は性に合わないけど、隠した相手には有効に。
He's learned how to rule over the weaklings.
やるぞ。発艦。ついた。この炎でお前を。というか、爪のやつらってなんかみんな。
Oh, fuck.
やけどしてないか。
Is this a claw?
これが本物のパイロキネシス。発火能力だ。
Okay.
小山の言ってたガキはてめえか。よーし、俺が。
I like his eye color there, man. Damn, it seems strong.
僕のバリアなら大丈夫だとでも思ってんだろ。
Oh shit.
バリア内は超高温サウナ状態になる。呼吸をすれば肺が焼けるほどのな。
Yeah, that does not seem like it'd be fun.
威勢がいいな。だが反撃するには一度バリアを解除しなければいけない。
Yeah, it seems pretty strong. The fire abilities.
焼け死ぬか俺に服従を。
It's a pyromaniac.
てみろ。
はーい。カカもう泣きべそかいても許してやーらね。
切り替えた時に服が
Ooh.
確かに超能力で攻撃と防御は同時にできない。だったら火元をバリアで包むまでだ。もう聞いてないか。
Interesting.
驚いた。その火傷でまだ動けるなんて。
See to put his barrier around him instead.
応用力のなさは重大な欠陥だね。
Bruh. Yeesh. Fucking perped. He wrecked him.
ちょっと怖かったな。
評価に値する。ガキの頃の俺より強い。
Ooh, the sword guy.
10年後のお前より強いぞ、俺は。
またまた大げさに。
Oh no. I'm gonna have to save everyone, bro.
どうも、こんばんは。
There's my boy.
弟を探してるんですけど、この建物のどこかにいるらしくて。
僕の人形が侵入者を見つけたよ。ねえツッチー、僕が好きにしていいの？
もうあんたのおもちゃだ。
He's your toy now.
人形使いの向井、
大した才能だわ。あれだけの数の僕人形を演歌。
It is strong. A lot of times with those powers, though, they're too weak to handle someone as strong as Mob, though.
脱走者ミッケ。
手軽で
ごめんなさい。選択を誤ったわ。
十分上出来だよ。ここは押し通る。
合体スーパーサイバー
Look at Ritsu go, man. He's doing well.
超能力者のレベルは大したことないみたいだ。一人一人が星野くんと同じくらいかな。
やるじゃん。確かにそいつらはまだ兵隊として使い物にならねえ。
教育係の言ってた傷が見当たらない。幹部ではない。
Yeah. I don't think Ritsu could handle a scar.
クイズはまた今度にしとく。
つれねえこと言うな。せっかく仲良くなれそうなのに。
みんな先に行っててくれ。影山。彼は僕が何とかする。
Man, dude. Ritsu's a confident guy.
僕はそう思わない。
なんで？頭が悪いわけでもないだろ。
君より強い人を知ってるからじゃないかな。
なるほど。大方そいつが侵入者ってわけか。じゃあお前を餌にしてそいつに合わせてもらおうかな。
Man, I love this psychic on psychic battles. It's really cool.
相変わらず容赦ない。木くず？向井、人形たちはどうしたの？
Mob massacred them, yeah.
僕の人形たち全部壊されちゃった。
私に任せな。おいあんた、あんたが例の侵入者？本当に子供じゃないか。
おばさんも暴力的なの？
Old.
こんな念動力で私は止められない。
Ooh, okay.
見上げた気を拳や膝などに集中させることで頑丈に強化する高機構。純粋な戦闘なら傷の中でもトップク。
念動力に捕まったら面倒だからね。
Yeah, she's fast as fuck. Damn.
大して効いてないね。気のガードが分厚いか。
Key guard.
指動作なしに。
Seems like we're getting a lot more detail about the power system itself. It's cool.
あんた、ここまで来て何を泣いてるんだい？
なんで僕が女の人までやっつけない？
なんだって？
師匠が言ってた。女に手を挙げるやつがこの世で一番モテないって。
紳士だね。でも侮辱だよ。私はあんたと対等な戦いを望んでるんだ。
Okay.
構わず来な。
So not all of them are the most moralist people.
とんだ外れくじ引かされちまったぜ。
こんなの
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be some scars who change sides and stuff.
霊体の方が逃げやすいでしょ。もしかして人質のつもり？そんな価値はないのに。
Can this guy control spirits? Ooh.
これ以上は体が持たねえ。表示先をダメにしちまうのは三流の霊がやることだ。霊体じゃなおさら正気がねえ。だったらそいつらは攻撃の後すぐ飼い主の元に戻る。なんでそう教育されてんだろうな。薄い本丸だな。早いクッシーガムちゃん。
He's fast. He's running pretty normal. Nice playing him.
これは勝負はお預けだ。あーばよ。追いなさい。あの子は絶対私が買うの。真上だボケが。簡単に引っかかりやがって。しま戻れ。
Ooh.
悪霊が2匹だけって誰が言った？
He's got like a whole belt of them.
まずい。逃げ場が。
土屋さんがやられました。竹内くん、お願いね。
私の長気功の前には誰も叶いはしない。
絶対に勝つ。
Ugh.
モードになると 顔
Battle mode engaged.
私ですら彼の底が見えない。
早く逃げた方がいい。
なんで？
僕は影山君を知ってるからだ。どうせ超能力で世界征服なんて不可能だし、これを機に夢から覚めたらどうなんだ。
そんな強大な力を持っていながらなぜ一般に身を置くのかな。
我々は特別な存在だ。
Yeah.
何でもない。
そう思って。
They have that perspective for sure.
何かやろうとしてたのにすみません。
I love Mob so much, man. Oh no. Damn, Ritsu was defeated.
いつなの？どうして？息はしてる。よかった。
Damn, looks like it got messed up.
弟が
Oh man.
ない。
どうしたんだその状況は。
You're coming up on him at the wrong time, brother.
あんたがやったのか。
敵意むき出しだな。ならばサービスでさらなる絶望を見せてやろう。
Oh jeez. What the fuck's going on? Oh, it's going back and forth. What the fuck? That was crazy. What just happened?
危ねえ危ねえ。武藤の幻覚を自分の脳で増幅して逆流させやがった。
Interesting.
わざわざ弟を餌にした甲斐があったぜ。いい兄弟じゃねえか。
11人の傷のうち7人が倒れた。
7, man.
どうなってるんだ。影山君が負けた。2人を担いできたあいつ。まさかあいつがあんな奴に負けるはずない。
ただいま。あら、他の侵入者も捕まえたのね。
Damn, bro. What's gonna happen? The young Esper's gonna have to come save them?
エクボ君も。
何百匹もの悪霊を放り込んだ孤独の壺。食べ合って残った最後の1匹だけがさ。
Oh my god. Poor Dimple-sama.
ここ。
Oh no.
やめろ。俺様食っても栄養価ないぞ。この
Oh no. They've been all wrecked. No.
見えた。出口だ。これで助けを呼べる。待て、取れ。取れたありゃ。くそ、俺たちじゃ突破できねえ。偉い役職の人間でも来たのか。
Oh, is it the boss coming?
ほら、この俺でもはっきりと感じ取れる超強力な能力者。
Oh shit.
もしかしてこの組織の爪のボス。
Is that Reagan? Is it Reagan, bro? What the fuck? There's no way, dude. If that's Reagan, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. All right, y'all, let's get into the review. Man, I mean, how can we not talk about that after credit scene? I'm glad I stuck around for a little bit and double checked if there was gonna be any after credit scenes because that was a juicy one. The way they animated the aura of the boss coming in and how intense it was, all the children espers could sense how big this aura was. But what's even more interesting is that they do reveal a little bit of what the boss looks like, and it looks a lot like Reagan. I don't know if it's actually Reagan. You know, you guys could tell from my reaction that that's what I thought. He has the same hair color, eyes look similar, but they don't show us the rest of him. But how funny would it be if it's actually Reagan, right? But if it is Reagan, one, why does he have an actual aura? You know, has he been hiding this whole time from Mob and the people around him? Like, is he actually not a fraud, or is he tricking everyone in some way? Is it not Reagan? I don't know. I'm very, very curious to see why, like, if it is Reigen, if like why he actually has so much power all of a sudden. Very, very cool. But yeah, this episode was really cool because we got to see a lot of different kind of psychic powers at play. We get a little bit more detail or specifics about maybe some of the power system here in general. I like how they gave us different angles and views or different perspectives of each of the psychic fights that we got in this episode. So let's focus on Matsuo versus Dimple-sama first. I thought Matsuo was very interesting because he basically seems, I don't know if he can necessarily control them, but he makes evil spirits his pets. And you know, in this fight, he's using 2 of them against Dimple-sama, and Dimple-sama, you know, is creative and he tricks him by pretending he's gonna run away, and he gets those 2 pets stuck in the door. But we quickly see that he has like a whole belt of evil spirits that he can bring out at any time to do his bidding, and he defeats Dimple-sama with that. But I thought Matsuo was very interesting because he kind of reminds me of Jujutsu Kaisen's Geto, right? And Jujutsu Kaisen Geto can harness and consume and control evil spirits. Obviously a little different here, like we don't know if he can actually control them, or it's more so he kind of tames them and you know, they kind of follow his orders. But very interesting. It's cool to see how different psychics use their psychic abilities, whether it's pyrokinesis or just telekinesis or manipulation, illusions, all of that stuff, right? There's so many different ways to use it, and Matsuo was a pretty interesting one in this case. Speaking of pyrokinesis, let's talk about Teruki versus Miyawa. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. He really tries to attack Teruki and, you know, completely, you know, kind of that glass cannon approach to psychic powers, right? He envelops him in flames so that he really can't put his shield down, or else he goes at risk of burning himself, right? If you want to attack, you have to bring your shield down to attack, which was pretty cool information that we got. So there is some kind of balance to the defense and offense with psychic powers. And the Scar Esper, his goal here is to really kind of keep them on the defensive, because despite being on defensive, you know, it's still getting really hot within the shield, right? You can see in Teruki, his lips are getting chapped. He's starting to look, you know, a little overwhelmed or whatnot. And so there's a pretty powerful strategy of trying to keep somebody in the defensive, especially when the psychic powers you're using are still kind of creeping into your shield. But it's really cool because we see Teruki kind of spin this back on the pyrokinesis, and he basically moves the shield to just completely envelop the source of the flames, right? Which is the Scar Esper himself. And by doing that, he completely torches this guy. That poor guy got roasted. But once again, really cool to see, you know, different psychic powers at play here and the kind of the counters to one another. Really, really well done. Then we also had Mob versus Muka and Tsuzuki, I think it's pronounced. Muka is the psychic that can control different inanimate objects like puppets, it seems, right? She's all the wooden dolls that are surrounding Mob, and Mob quickly wipes the floor with her. And then Tsuzuki comes, who uses more so of, it's more a little bit similar to Kiriyama, who kind of seems to reinforce her fists and her knees with ki, I think they say, Kigon. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too, but that was another really interesting thing about ki. I'm gonna just keep saying it as that. Tell me in the comments if I'm saying that incorrectly, but maybe ki is like the source of psychic power, it's the energy flow. But you know, we're starting to get more detailed descriptions of different parts of psychic abilities, and it's really making me interested. But the head of the 9th division says that Tsuzuki is one of the strongest physically, I guess you could say, or like in just physical combat ability, she's one of the strongest. She can definitely keep up with Mob. She delivers some pretty big blows to him, but she also says this herself, that Mob has really strong ki as well, because even though she's landing hard blows on him, it doesn't seem to be impacting that much. I'm really, really curious about what ki is. I really like the moment too in this one where Mob, you know, he gets a call, and I'm kind of curious who it was, but maybe it makes him think of REIGEN, because right after this, he's crying, and the Scar says, you know, why are you crying? And he says, I don't want to hit a woman, right? My master always told me not to hit a woman. So I'm wondering if the call was from REIGEN, or if the call just reminded Mob of REIGEN and his master. But you know, he's sad because he doesn't want to hit a woman. And you can see how much Mob takes from REIGEN, right? REIGEN really is his kind of his moral guide in this world. Even though REIGEN's kind of sleazy, he does have, you know, a good set of moral guidelines, it seems, or he seems like he's actually a good person at heart. But I just really love that scene too, because you can see how Muka, the one who controls the dolls and stuff, she's like kind of surprised by this, and so is Chizuki. You know, both of those women scars are pretty impacted by this. Like that, you can kind of see them have a moment of reflection, right? It makes me think of if, you know, some of these different scars are gonna end up joining their side at some point. You know, similar to what we saw with Teruki and Ritsu kind of, you know, being a little bit more of the antagonist for a little bit. The show or the story is not afraid to have characters flip their perspective from facing Mob and being seen a different perspective and joining their side in the end. So it's making me curious if we're gonna see some of these scars switch to the other side. And the last fight we got was Mob versus the scar that can create illusions, right? And I thought this was really, really well done because, you know, Mob comes across Ritsu, who's been beaten by that boy Esper, and immediately this scar seems to try to create this illusion in Mob's mind that Mob was the one who killed Ritsu. And it's almost like it shows that scene between when Mob explodes, when Ritsu and him were kids, when those bullies were going after him, he hurts all those bullies and kind of hurts Ritsu too. It's almost like he's trying to manipulate that memory into this current moment that, you know, Ritsu's dead or that maybe Mob hurt Ritsu. Very, very interesting. We can see that Mob's about to explode in this situation, but the percentage keeps going back and forth. I thought that was really, really cool. Really increased the feeling of like uneasiness and intensity in this scene, and I really loved the way they did that. But ultimately, Mob overcomes that. He, you know, I think that Esper is gonna be fucked up after this. I mean, he's like, oh, like he seems like he just got his whole brain scrambled from attempting to do this. But Mob, it overwhelms Mob too, and Mob passes out here. And you know, right after Mob passes out, we see that one kid Esper shows up. I think his name is Sho. And it's interesting because I think this is the kid that the group of grunts are alluding to at the beginning of the episode. They talk about how HQ sent this temporary psychic to join the 9th Division, and that he's one of the kids who have actually had their psychic powers awakened. So it seems like he might be more similar to maybe someone like Ritsu, right? Who's had their psychic powers awakened and obviously seems pretty strong because we don't see it, but he does defeat Ritsu and he seems to be stronger than what everyone is perceiving of him at first, right? And he even kind of like comes out of that wall, or he's invisible or something. He seems very, very strong, and I don't think that Teruki and them should underestimate him at all. But who knows? Maybe he'll end up being someone who joins their side as well. It wouldn't surprise me if they continue to gather more people to their side, as Mob kind of reflects back to them that psychic powers aren't the end-all be-all, right? And we even get a little bit more of Teruki's perspective. The scars are kind of challenging Teruki's perspective, like, hey, you beat the pyrokinesis scar, you know, why are you kind of sticking with all the normal people when psychic powers do make you special? But, you know, we already got a lot of this with Teruki. He had that kind of that egocentric way of viewing the world, of viewing himself as special and building his ego up to protect himself from his insecurities, and he's being challenged on that view already. The perspective that Mob mirrored back to Teruki when he beat him, right? That you can't lean on your psychic abilities too much. And I really enjoyed that aspect of this episode of Teruki getting a little bit challenged a little bit again on this, and he needs to stay firm in his new beliefs. We also get a little bit more information about, you know, awakenings in general, right? Like we get some dialogue, or, you know, we meet some characters of like the bottom level grunts of the Claw organization, right? These are different individuals who attempted to be awakened but never awakened at all. And so they have no psychic powers at all, and they're kind of just babysitting the kids. But then we also see Claw members who have had their abilities awakened, but they're super, super weak. Those are the ones that come across Dimple-sama and Teruki and just get the, you know, they get wrecked. They all try to work together and they're decently strong together, but at the end of the day, they're very, very weak still. We get Sho as well. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, but he's probably the child Esper from HQ that's been sent over, and he seems to be very, very strong. So there's definitely different levels of awakenings here, and they also, you know, kind of explain it, as Dimple-sama sees the, you know, the awakening center that they use, that they try to awaken powers through pain, right? And it seems like through physical pain. You know, we see blood inside the little chambers and whatnot. And Dimple-sama says that they're pretty close. And it does seem that people do get their powers awakened through pain, but maybe it's more on the emotional side, right? Like we saw through Ritsu that he got his psychic powers awoken through kind of more negative emotion, more so than physical pain, right? Kind of him being at conflict, at war with himself and his morals as he's kind of, you know, bringing people down in the school and, you know, lying and all these things, his powers began to awaken and grow. And obviously, you know, you're gonna experience a lot of negative emotion if you're going through a lot of physical pain, but maybe it's more centered around the emotion itself versus the pain being the stimulus of it, right? But yeah, let's get to character ratings for this episode. So you guys know how this works. MVP category for the most valuable player character, character that had the best moment, and then we rank one that had the funniest moment. So MVP, honestly, this was kind of a tough one to give MVP to because everybody kind of had their own good moments. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that I'm gonna give it to REIGEN because he shows up at the end as the boss. I could be completely wrong. If in hindsight, we'll see if I just look stupid in this one. But if that is REIGEN, I'm gonna give him MVP because he's just tricked this whole damn organization. Best moment, I'm gonna give to Mob versus the Scar that has the illusions. I really like the imagery and the sound design with the percentages going back and forth of, you know, his memory kind of distorting the whole time. I thought that was really, really cool. I was on the edge of my seat for that little fight sequence there. Funniest moment, lots of little funny moments this episode. I think I'll give funniest moments to Dimple-sama himself. The little fart spirit still going strong here. I just really liked his fight with the Scar that could control the spirits, but I like the way that he was sprinting at him. He's like, oh, he's fast. And then he just falls over and tricks him. I thought that was really, really funny and that had me laughing quite a bit. All right, y'all, I think that'll do it for this reaction review. I appreciate y'all watching some anime with me today. It's great to be back. Hopefully I wasn't too slow in this episode or my energy wasn't too low, but either way, I appreciate y'all being here. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.